We live in a dog-eat-dog world, whether people like to admit it or not. Often than not, you'll find people who push and impose themselves on your boundaries. If you don't enforce these boundaries, then people are just going to walk all over you. Other men will most likely see this as a weakness and you'll be picked on because you don't command respect. It is 100% your job as a man to enforce these boundaries and claim your masculine essence. Now, in order for this video to actually be valuable to you, I'm going to need your full undivided attention for just a few minutes. So that means no checking the comments, no scrolling for that new fresh hit of dopamine, just listening and absorbing the information in the video so it can help you as much as possible. Now, without further ado, let's begin. This is the no BS guide on how to handle confrontations as a man. Many people can't and don't know how to handle confrontation. Most people in confrontation scenarios, they get quite emotional and tense, and it causes them to avoid confrontations altogether. Now, this is natural. Our brains have evolved to see confrontation as a life or death scenario in order for us to survive. Back in the day, if someone didn't like you, if they had more connections and had more power, they could just kill you and that'd be it. However, this just really isn't true for modern day, at least most of the time. T-shirt. Let me get back to the video, my fault. Now, there are mainly two types of people when it comes to confrontation. First, the aggressive, overreactive type. These are the types of people that completely overreact to confrontation, and this can have a bad effect, especially in the wrong situation. From an outside perspective, you'll be seen as weak-minded, insecure, and not in control of your emotions. Now, I'm not saying being overly aggressive in confrontation is always bad or always a bad move, but you need to know how to play your cards, my brother. You can't be doing this in all situations. Imagine you're in a job or work setting. If a coworker disrespects you, you can't just beat the shit out of them or clobber them over the head like a kid. You're not stupid. However, you can't let that shit slide either. You have to confront it. One of the best ways to counter sly shit or passive aggressiveness is to literally confront the problem or what they said head on. Now, by now most people have clicked off because that's the main problem that they're having. Instead of confronting the problem head on, they want to just laugh and joke about it and let it slide. And these make the sly comments build up, making the person more confident about saying that sly shit until they just start disrespecting you to your face, thinking shit's sweet out here. Now, the second type is what I like to call the fake bigger man. These people try to laugh off the sly comment or passive aggressiveness by laughing with the person in hopes that everyone will see it as a joke. In their head, they've diffused the situation completely by being the bigger man. But in reality, they've just made it 10 times worse. Because now you're just rewarding disrespectful behavior, which is going to make them do it more. Until again, that shit builds up out of nowhere and then everyone starts disrespecting you. Until again, that shit starts building up out of nowhere until everyone starts disrespecting you, thinking shit is sweet. Now, when you initially confront the sly comment, it's 20% what you say and about 8% how you say that shit. For example, if I say something like, "Stop, man, that's hella disrespectful," instead of me saying, "Stop, man, that's hella disrespectful." You see the huge difference there. There's huge difference in tone, body language, and the way I said that shit. Okay, cool. So when you confront the comment, two things will happen: escalation or de-escalation. With de-escalation, most people try and play it off as if it was a joke or something. De-escalation, most people try and play it off as a joke or say that they're just joking and you're taking it too serious. This is the time where you have to reinforce your frame, grow some balls, and not laugh or smirk, which will give into their frame. This is a very important step. If you so much as laugh or smile or make the situation seem like it's friendly, you've completely negated your frame and you've just given into theirs, trust me. Let them know that that shit is not gonna slide. And if they do that again, I don't know, something's gonna happen. And make sure that whatever you say, if it happens again, make sure to correct that shit. Now, you'll notice in this situation, most likely they might not take you very serious. People tend to listen to people's words less than their actions. So I'm telling you, it is of utmost importance that you really go through with what you're about to say or what you say. So I'm telling you, it is of utmost importance that you go through with what you actually said. Now, this could be saying you're not going to talk to them, you're going to cut them off. This could be scrapping them. It could be anything. Just make sure not to reinforce that behavior. You need to also remember that it can sometimes generally be a joke or playful banter. So always, before going through with the confrontation, think in your head about the situation that you're in and how it can affect people and stuff like that. If it is a joke or banter, then you always gotta have that charisma stat to just laugh and throw it back at them and have a little, playful, what I'm saying? If it is a joke, then you have to have that charisma stat to throw it back at them and just have a little bit of a laugh. However, I will say, even those little bits of banter can turn into disrespect real quick. So you always want to kind of win those interactions and throw it back at them. You also don't want to be the guy that takes everything too seriously and tries to fight everyone who disrespects him. It just shows that you're emotional and you don't have thick skin and you can't control yourself. The saying goes, you won't get nowhere in life if you throw stones at every dog who barks. Now if it escalates, this is when what I've been saying is going to really help you. Having a great physique, having an imposing physique that gives you that aura of intimidation, and knowing how to fight will immensely increase your confidence in these situations and scenarios. People don't realize that the people who lose and get into these confrontations the most all look generally the same. Think about a person at your school that gets picked on all the time. And I just want you to think and imagine with these few questions I'm about to ask. What does his physique look like? Does he have a built and well-respected physique? Is he physically imposing? Does he give off that sense of aura where, if I get into an altercation with this guy, something might go south? Does he know how to fight or handle himself in any way, shape or form? Most likely, all your answers to these questions have been no. Think about it like this. If you were completely jacked and shredded out of your mind and had a reputation for whatever area you're in, that you knock people out in a single punch and all of that, how would your confrontations go? Exactly. Now when it initially starts to escalate, shit can get dangerous real quick. Before you think of fighting, you always need to think in your head if this situation is disrespect related or ego related. It's a pissing contest, like a stupid one-up thing, or like a bar fight, or is it some serious disrespect that if you let slide, in the future will have serious consequences. Sometimes, however, you won't have the luxury to think about this, so you need to be quick, alright? So in these sorts of situations, when shit starts to escalate, people won't listen to your words as much as your actions. You understand what I'm saying? So whatever you say in the heat of the moment, make sure you back that up with maximum efficiency. You also need to know when some escalations are just a lose-lose scenario, such as when like a weapon gets involved or something like that. I'm just saying, you'll be very surprised how much a guy can switch up when that camera gets involved, if you get what I'm saying. Now, this is the last confrontation scenario that I'm gonna go over in this video, and I need you to listen to me. Please, if you haven't this whole video, keep your ears open for this one. Now, the last tip, dealing with a lunatic or crazy nigga. Bro, I'm telling you, you don't want to bug these sorts of people in real life. Please, for the love of your own safety. These are the people with absolutely nothing to lose, and they don't even care about their own well-being, let alone yours. Now, I live in a land with the sword fights. Yes, I live in the UK, and there are enough niggas like this. Believe me. Now, I'm not saying not to stand up for yourselves in these sorts of scenarios. I'm just saying you need to know who you're dealing with sometimes. Now, I'm not saying to run away like a little bitch from these sorts of confrontation scenarios, but I'm just saying you need to know how to avoid these sorts of people. Always know it's better to live and fight another day than to lose your life over some stupid shit. Or you're gonna end up like my man Brecker in Blue Story, okay? Now, if you want to know how to tell if a person is crazy or just a straight demon lunatic, you know what? Cue the clip, man. Courtesy of RDC, small-time YouTubers. I'm just trying to help, you know, as a big YouTube channel like me, I love helping out the small creators, so cue the clip, man.
What's up, old ass nigga? Come on, old ass nigga. I'm finna D1 this nigga the fuck up. I swear to God. What's up?
Pause the camera right there. Rewind the video. Are those high top black forces? This nigga is crazy. You fucked up. Niggas do not wear high top forces anymore. So besides the fact that this nigga was just hitting himself, which is already a clear sign of craziness, his appearance is outdated. Most niggas with outdated appearances tend to fight harder with a win-loss ratio of 10-1. I repeat, do not fight a nigga with an outdated appearance. Please move the camera up. I knew it. His hair has not been cut, and he clearly does not care. This nigga has nothing to lose. Avoid these type of niggas at all costs, because a nigga with nothing to lose is the worst kind of nigga. Let's take another look at his clothing. That is LRG. You've pretty much lost this fight. Niggas with LRG, South Pole, Echo, etc. will literally fight harder in any setting.
Come on, old ass nigga. You know what? Get you one. Get you one. Come on. I like that shit. I like that shit. Come on.
Did he just laugh at a punch from you? This fight is over. Anytime a person claps during a fight or tells you to get you one, it's safe to assume that the nigga is crazy. He's gonna be extremely hard to knock out during the fight. One last word of advice, don't fall. He probably will not stop stomping you. That's another 3 signs tutorial. See you next time.
So yeah, that's the basics of confrontation. Always know that it's easier to deal with these sorts of confrontations than things in general. When you know how to fight and handle yourself, you're going to gain much more confidence, especially if you go to the gym. You're going to gain much more confidence in these scenarios as a man. And yeah, I've got a video on how to get started fighting. I'll link that in the description. And I generally hope this video helped you guys, and I know some of you boys struggle with this, but don't worry, I got you. And yeah, that's the end of the video. See you boys later. Peace.